Hey, Tony here. Feel really sedated. Um, I've been on Lorazepam for 14, 15 years. I'm 34. I got on it when I was 18, so I don't know the number on that. I'm not in the mood to really think about that, but diagnosed with panic disorder. Um, then they checked me for bipolar. It wasn't there. Um, right now they're doing tests to see about PTSD because of past problems and head trauma. Uh, I have slurred speech issues right now. I also have fibromyalgia. So me being used to benzodiazepine is very, very, very common. So they put me from the addiction of Lorazepam, which I suffered through withdrawals for years. I couldn't get out of it. I found myself drinking myself almost to death several times. I ended up taking over what I should have just to get that effect. Now they got me on Klonopin, and when I took it, it took away most of the withdrawals, and it seemed to be doing a lot better. I actually feel a lot better on the Klonopin. However, I don't agree with taking benzos at all, because once you're in them, you can be hooked in there for life. And in some cases, it's been proven that you can't get off of it for the rest of your life. You're stuck forever. I've tried everything possible. I mean, there's the worst moments about it was uh, uh, when I was withdrawing. Everything that I would listen to would be higher pitched. It didn't sound the same. Higher pitched sounds. Uh, I mean, it was just horrible. Higher pitched sounds, paranoia, uh, kind of a psychotic stage of just going insane, checking myself into the emergency room several times for panic disorder, shaking, feeling like I'm going to have a heart attack, uncontrollable muscle movements, um, almost seizure-like symptoms. Light had a big effect on me. Uh, just a bad experience. Something that I wish upon no one. Uh, the emergency room trips, sometimes it end up 5, 6 times a week, sometimes twice in a night, where they'd have to inject me with Lorazepam to get me back into that mind that I was in, where I felt normal on Lorazepam until I got used to it. But the Lorazepam through injection felt better than taking the pill, because it went directly in the body rather than dissolving through the stomach. Klonopin seems to be the only savior at this point that I know of. The reason I feel sedated right now, it's not off of the Klonopin, but it's teamed with another medication. I have fibromyalgia. They tried to give me other medications that I ended up having panic attacks off of that worsened, and Lorazepam didn't help unless it was emergency room injected through an IV or just shot through the muscle tissue. I remember when the reason that I ended up getting off of Lorazepam cold turkey was I was seeing a doctor at a clinic, and I had a panic attack right in his office. They injected 2 milligrams of Lorazepam straight into my muscle tissue, into my arm, which sent a very, very powerful effect to where I was paralyzed for maybe a minute, where I couldn't talk or communicate. I could just see people and try the best I could to talk. Another time where I was already off of that, because he said he wouldn't give me Lorazepam anymore unless I saw a psychiatrist, that I'd have to get it through a psychiatrist, which I seeked, but it takes months to get in to see a psychiatrist. Um, so the emergency room trips would continue here and there. Other times I didn't know what to do but to drink alcohol, um, which didn't help either. I think the lighting on this is not that good. And so I would do what I could to try to get that sedated mind going, and nothing was working right unless I had that benzo fix. And now I'm on. Let's see here. For fibromyalgia, I am on Savella. Savella is it helps with the issues. They got me on the samples. They took, because I'm allergic reactions to a lot of medications, they moved me up slowly. They took me to the same clinic where the doctor that prescribed me the 4 milligrams, who only will treat me for physical issues, not mentally, put me on that for the fibromyalgia. And that combined with the Klonopin makes me really tired and sleepy. But I don't really feel any panic, I just feel sedated, like I always want to sleep. Sometimes I get a heart palpitation here and there. The nightmares are gone. The paranoia's gone. Right now I just kind of feel numb, like, nothing exists. I feel like I'm commanded by something, like I'm not a human. Like I could just, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel, I don't know, it's like that movie Universal Soldier. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that. I feel kind of like I'm one of them in a way on these pills. Um, the Savella helps now with the fibromyalgia, but I don't know if I just have to get used to both of them put together or not. I don't know if it's a side effect, but when I take Klonopin by itself, it's perfect. I feel great. I feel human. I'm not sedated. I feel great, but withdrawals are not good, and I'm scared of either forcing to quit or quitting this benzos again, because I've had to be forced to quit before. There's been so many issues with it, but with the Klonopin is so much better than the Lorazepam. It's less addicting to me. I wasn't drinking with it. I'm not drinking with it. Like I was with the Lorazepam at times. I had a person that I knew in my life who actually died from Oxycontin and alcohol at 29 years old, and so that still makes me nervous about taking meds. And I don't know, anybody out there want to connect with me, you can. Other than that, it really, I don't know how to explain it, but the panic is so bad that it's just, when I panic, it's massive. It's not pleasant. It's starts off with a fainting spell and heart palpitation and heart pain or chest pain. The 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 nerve, what do you call it? The vagus nerve in the body starts to move very rapidly. Just twitches around. It's a nerve that's connected from, I think, the back of your head through your stomach, which feels like you're having problems, which, that nerve is connected to almost every organ in the body, and it can affect issues. But I've had so many seizure warnings. I don't know if I've had seizures from them or not. I do know that I have damage to the brain. It could be trauma from the past. It could be that I'm just mentally ill. I don't know what the heck the issue is, but On the Klonopin alone, I feel okay, but taking that the rest of my life, I'm afraid that I'll get immune to that too. And then what are they going to do after I get immune to that? I have never heard of them upgrading from 2 milligrams a day. They took me off when they looked at my records and saw I was on 4 milligrams of lorazepam a day, and that I was withdrawing. When I walked into the psychiatrist after waiting months to see him, he immediately put me right off the bat 2 milligrams a day of Klonopin, and that was just, oh, I felt so much better. And with the Klonopin alone, like I said, I feel really good. I feel normal. I don't feel high. I don't feel sleepy. I just feel normal. I feel like I'm everybody else. But mixed with the Savella, on the other hand, I don't know if those two go together good, or if I'm just have to get used to the Savella, but it does help with the fibromyalgia pain, which is the first medication, and I've been on a lot of pills, you guys, a lot. I remember going into the emergency room one time, and I refused lorazepam because if the doctors were going to force me off of it, which that doctor did that time when I was telling you about it earlier, I refused it because I didn't want to keep the addiction going, and they gave me another medication called droperidol, which would help. It's an antipsychotic. As I was panicking, they injected that into my body. Then ended up having what do they call it? Dystonic reaction, where my body locks up and it feels like I'm having a seizure. But awake through the process, so very, very painful, at the same time as panicking, where I was laying there just going, if I'm going to die, just do it, you know. I felt like just dying right then and there, and then other side of me was like, get me out of this situation. 6 doctors came in and didn't know what was going on with me. The 7th one came in. I couldn't see nothing until one doctor was talking to me. As I could hear him, I was trying to communicate. He says, "Tony, is your neck stiff?" And I says, yeah, you know, I could just barely move my head. And I was like, however I could speak, and he was like, "Okay, you're having a dystonic reaction. We're going to inject Benadryl into your body, and you'll feel better in about 10 minutes, okay?" And they did that, and when I looked in the room, there were a total of 7 doctors in there, and they apologized for the dystonic reaction and panic disorder put together, panic attack put together. As I was leaving the emergency room, the nurse is asking what was all the commotion. I heard a lot of doctors rushing back there. Was it your room and for the panic? And I says, yeah. And I showed him the paper, and the nurse behind the desk, when you check into the emergency room in the first place, almost started crying, and she was just, I mean, it's just a horrible mess. I don't recommend benzos for anybody. Please do not take them. I may have a problem of being addicted to them for life. I'm serious, you guys. It's no joke. Benzos are like candy to me now. 15 years, 14 years, however long it is, from 18 to 34. I'm almost 35 in June 13 of 2013. Guys, it's not worth it, man. It really sucks. And if anybody's having withdrawal issues, try the Klonopin, man. Just have them get you on the Klonopin immediately and see if they can taper you off. Don't take them for very long periods of time like I did and end up with life addiction problems. Please. Comments are nice. Advice is always good. And yeah, if you wanna contact me, I'm here. Connect with me. If anybody's having these issues, please connect with me. Thank you for viewing my video. I just wanted to talk to you about the issues. I did not want to come on cam during withdrawal issues, so I waited until I was on the Klonopin so I was able to speak correctly to you. However, the medication I'm taking now with it is the Savella, which is making me very tired. All I want to do is sleep. The good thing about the Klonopin is I can actually drink a Coca-Cola and not panic, because when I'm off of benzos, I can't even have a cup of coffee or I'm in the hospital. So even foods, certain foods, I'm in the emergency room. Chocolate, heart attack symptoms, I'm in the emergency room for panic attacks. It's no joke, guys. No joke. And it's not fun. Some of you teenagers out there that just do it to get high and you drink with that, it can stop your heart. I mean, not your heart, I mean, it stop your breathing. You don't even know. You may pass out from it and not wake up. It's no joke. You think that it may not happen to you, and you see all these videos, but you're your own self, so you think, well, I'll just, I'll wake up from it, or it's a good high for a momentarily thing, but I tell you, my sisters thought the same thing. So just deal with what you have in life and be happy being a teen. I wish I was a teen again. I would start all over again. There's other treatments out there. Don't get on the Ativan. Once you're hooked on it for a certain amount of time, you're hooked for life. You're trapped. You're gone. And it does fry your brain. Trust me, it fries your brain. 14, 15 years, however long that is, from 18 years old to 30, 35 now, in June. It's not a pretty picture. So connect with me, talk to me. I can do what I can to help. Anybody with any problems of anybody with any problems with anxiety or whatever, I can do what I can to help, because I deal with it a lot, but I don't have anxiety with the benzos. I should have never started them in the first place. But thanks for viewing my video, and comment if you like. Let me know what you think. I'm out.